wanted to ask you, so how is Michelle? Is she going to be ready to go for Sunday?
She trained very well today, and this week has gone well. I think we'll be in a position after training tomorrow, deciding between Emily and Michelle, and I think both are looking good right now, and both are feeling good.
And in terms of Kendall and Kat, how are they?
Kendall is still moving forward at a pace that is the most sensible for her. We don't have a timeline, and Kat is progressing very well. It's more of trying to keep her calm and keep her grounded because she's moving fast and quick with her progressions, and we feel very good about getting her back in and getting some action over the next 2 to 3 weeks.
When you look at the roster, I think assuming with Michelle being healthy, you have 12 rostered players available for the game. I mean, what challenges does this present? I know you called up some amateurs, but having all the absences.
I think that for the most part, apart from Mo, everyone's been here. They've been with us in Bend, they've been with us on the pitch, they've been in every single meeting. So amateur or contract or what the status of that player is. From the very beginning, I wanted a tight-knit group because I felt the information on the tactical side, the togetherness off the field, it all has a faster and bigger impact, and we've seen the results of that. We've seen games that maybe we could lose and we tie, and we've seen games where we could tie and we win, because I think we've been a good close group, and also people very aware of their roles. So the players that get to step up this week, they've had 3 months of work and preparation for this moment. We're excited for them, and we're confident in what we can look like.
You obviously said back when you were hired that you didn't want to get as many national team players this year, just to limit some of those absences. Obviously, it's not necessarily worked out like that, and you have 6 gone for the U.S. national team right now. I mean, do you feel like you've still built a team, even though more and more players seem to be called up, that can survive some of these call-ups?
Well, when we planned the direction of the roster, it was before this stuff, and then as players continue to do very well, which we're excited, and starts with them individually, and also the role I think that we as a club are playing to push them along is we've got to celebrate that. Since that's become more clear, we start looking at what the Olympic period looks like, and we have 3 or 4 weeks after this that period hits us. So I know that we will be very prepared for that. This one here, this game, the timing isn't great. This is a bit of a more of a unique situation. This wasn't as clear from the get-go that we wouldn't have, or we'd have a game on a date that we don't have the players. But we've been preparing for the Olympic period. This is a little taster. But also a bit earlier than we could have ever planned and prepared for. In the last 3 to 4 weeks, we knew it was coming, and a couple of little nicks and knocks here has kept that number small. So we will be set up to these players that we've got. They've been here, they've put in the work, the time, the hours, and they're still here. So that means they've earned the opportunity that they can get on Sunday.
So you guys are still undefeated on the season. What is it going to take to keep that going against Seattle with so many players called up for the national team?
I think every game that we've approached, 3 points is what we're trying to get, and we plan to do that. We come up with the best strategy, and the players have committed in every single game to doing that. This game is no different. I think what do we specifically have to do here against Seattle is we have to get after them. We have to put them under pressure, because I think that they've shown that they can be opened up when they're put under pressure, and they haven't been as defensively tight as they would like to be, and I think we're in a position with our energy, with our pace to take advantage of that, and then vice versa. We need to make sure that we're defensively tight, that gaps and distances throughout the whole game don't get too big, and we manage moments of momentum for and against us well. And if we can manage that, I think we can pose them threats and problems when we're attacking.
No, it's sort of old news at this point, but watching the Women's Champions League final yesterday, what did you say to Amandine Henry to get her to come to Portland, especially considering she's probably taking a pay cut?
Yeah, well, I think when the conversation first started, I think I've said it a few times. I was talking to the agent about other players because I just didn't think it was a reality, and then I kind of caught wind that America specifically, and the adventure and new challenge of playing in the best, most competitive league in and around players that play on the best team in the world, in the US, the US national team. When I caught wind of that, what was the personal conversations? It was making sure she knows what this club is about, and on and off the field, the fan base, the support, the culture in the city, and how beautiful the city and the state of Oregon is. And then on the soccer side, I remember some of the specific questions was, what type of soccer do you play? And one of the most important ones she asked actually was, what's the feeling amongst the team? Is this a team that cares for each other and takes time to have enjoy company off the field, or is it a team that people get in, work, get out? And we're a team that takes care of each other, and we're a tight group, and I think that was a key thing for her, and she really wanted to be in an environment where that's the case. And I think the ceiling factor, which has been clear, and I know she has said this publicly, is the competition every week is something that she thrives. She knows that can push her to another level. I think she's one of the best in the world, right at the very top in that top category. Coming here and playing in this environment could be the difference in making the best and over a long period.
With the Champions League final over, do you have a date on when she's getting here?
Her contract, and the way that the French league and the French players work, her official contract is not for a while. We're working on trying to get her before that and get her here into Portland. She has an international camp coming up. After that international camp, if it's realistic to have her here and possible, then that will be our target.
And the Seattle game tends to draw a big crowd. Seattle-Portland is very much a big rivalry. How can your players use that to their advantage?
I think the energy from the beginning, when we first walk out, that anthem, it gets me going every time, and the way that the fans jump into that anthem, especially at the end there, that will give them a good kickstart. But having their support throughout the whole game is something that we're now become accustomed to, but we're not taking for granted. It's something that we're grateful for, and the players can. I've said it to a couple already. If the tank gets empty at one point, then you're playing on adrenaline, and that crowd will be there, and they'll be pushing you, and we'll be pushing you. You might have to rely on your adrenaline and excitement if the physical energy isn't there. So I think that can help us to push on and make sure we get the result that we want.